Nayeli.
When she
Melody said mine too.
Everything our parents have told us.
So back to my
live podcast.
Give me this shit.
You know what, Jackie? Shut up.
Yeah, be like that. 3. Hey
guys.
Welcome
Oh wait, I
back.
forgot to say
Hey
guys.
Welcome back to the Power 4 podcast. If you're a friend, thanks for checking in.
And if you're a hater, well, we love our fans too.
We just want to say that thank you guys for commenting and subscribing. We read all your comments. You guys are lovely.
In today's episode, we're going to be talking about like a few different topics which have to do with paranormal, like Mexican theories that you hear in Mexico that have happened, and just like stuff like that.
Spooky teens.
Spooky, kind of like
Spooky vibes.
Yes, that stuff is crazy. Like, there's so many different kinds of stories, so many conspiracy theories. I'm a huge conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly don't look too much into things, but it's like so cool to see all of that stuff.
Yes, and it's also kind of like crazy because some people don't believe it, some people do.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, how could you not believe it? You know, I feel like it's like even if you don't know about it, like, it's true. Like, it's out there. And there's so much out there that we don't know about.
I feel like a lot of people have that, like, hasta no ver, no creer type stuff.
Yeah.
And like,
So
I
it's
don't
like,
know.
I'm telling you, I saw this. It's like, no, like, you know, like, oh, te lo imaginaste.
They gotta see it themselves to believe. Like, that's how all
Yeah.
humans are, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
very true.
we just want to know it all, and it's like, no, I feel like there's so much past the human eye, like ghosts and like spirits and all that in the realm.
But not
So-
even just like ghosts. It has to be like theories that people say, like people turning into animals or like duendes. We were just talking about that too,
Like anything, like fairies or like the sea creatures.
or like mermaids.
Dude, those mermaids be scaring me.
That's like scary, but like I would want to see one.
But it's interesting though.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Like apparently, like mermaids have to be like beautiful, like good looking,
Like the Little Mermaid.
Yeah, yeah.
But-
Like we see.
That's what
yeah.
they used to attract their like prey.
Mm-hmm.
Their beauty.
Uh-huh.
If they're not mermaids, they're like their mermaids is the nice name, but in my opinion, I think they're called sirens.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Oh,
say.
yes, I
Siren.
actually-
Wait, isn't there a show?
Yes, I watched it on.
Oh, I
Oh,
didn't
okay,
watch the
okay.
show.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
Well, it has to do with like this girl that she's a siren, but she could also go out of the water.
That's really scary though.
But at night she goes into the ocean.
And they eat humans. Like they're not.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
what the
not.
heck?
They're not
Yeah,
nice.
Sirens are not
They're
like
not
beautiful
supposed to be
creatures. They're
nice.
like vicious and like they eat that they sing and attract their prey, which is like usually pirates or whatever sailors, and then they eat them. Like that's what they use to attract them. Like, oh.
Yeah.
Their sounds. They're like
Yeah.
they make sounds.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then
okay.
they only look pretty to like from the distance, but once like you have them
They're
up close, they're like
really
not
ugly.
nice.
Yes. Have you seen ever videos? Like I remember I was in my little like second grade era and I was looking up real mermaid online on YouTube. Like it's all mostly fake videos, but they're like fish. They are fish who like just look like humans, and I think that's like scary though. I don't know. I think they're demonic.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think. I don't know if you guys heard, but Cantinflas, like he has a house in Mexico, and supposedly like his pool connects to the ocean, and it's because a lot of people have theories that he will like mermaids would come visit him.
Wasn't he like attracting? I feel it just came up on my TikTok page like a couple like weeks ago that he was like super attracted to mermaids. Like he wanted to marry one. Like he was obsessed with like
Because that's
mermaids.
what they do to you. Like literally from what I've researched, it's like they make you feel like so in love and like, but it's like your delusion, like you're crazy.
Isn't that kind of crazy though? Like okay, Little Mermaid. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Yeah.
Little Mermaid. Like he didn't know anything about he was a pirate, not pirate, but like he was on a ship his whole life.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Eric?
He was on a boat his whole life, and it was never to the point where he thought about a mermaid up until he saw Ariel and it was heard his voice.
Like
Oh,
sounds.
that's crazy.
Like, dude,
The
Disney. That's a
sounds.
whole nother theory because I feel like Disney sneaks in the truth, but there's like actual
Yeah,
real
yeah.
stories.
But not the full story.
Yeah, they make it all nice and pretty for like kids, but there are actually a lot of dark stories within every Disney story.
Wait, isn't there like, well, I think that's what I heard back in middle school. I think there's brothers called Grimm's, right? And they have like a whole ass like, a notebook, and they would like write about each Disney story, like what happened to Ariel. No, not Ariel.
Like the
sorry,
true story?
Aurora. Yeah, like
Okay.
for Aurora, like
Mhm.
behind her true story.
Like the truth
Basically,
behind the story.
No,
wait,
like
wait, it's not Aurora. I think it was Snow White.
Like
There's-
I heard something for some.
I've never
Snow
heard
White,
of this.
I've heard that
I
she
heard
like
that she got raped,
yeah,
right?
uh-huh.
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
sad.
Wait, I've
I don't
never
know why I'm
heard of
thinking about
this.
Aurora. Oh no, because you know how she's named as the Sleeping Beauty,
yeah.
and then how like I think it was a witch, right? There's a witch that
yeah,
gives
she
her
gives her the apple,
Yeah.
the
poison
apple, right?
Mhm.
Or are we confusing her?
No,
No,
that's
that's
Snow
Snow
White.
White.
Snow White. With the apple.
Aurora was
have
the
no
one
idea.
that
Who?
touched the needle.
Yes, with the Rumpelstiltskin.
Oh yes.
That was
Put
like
her
with
to
the
sleep.
whole Maleficent thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
then
I love her.
apparently the
Yeah.
king or the prince or whatever came to her room and actually like raped her.
There's
Yeah.
that's
Where
for
did you see
Snow
that?
White.
Wait, hold on. Let me search
That's
it up.
Snow White, and also for
She's gonna search it
Cinderella.
out for you guys.
Yeah.
For Cinderella, apparently, like the sisters, the evil sisters, when the prince came looking for Cinderella, the sisters were like so crazy that they wanted to fit into the shoe. They actually like cut part of their foot.
Yeah,
to fit
I heard
in.
that too.
Yeah, and then Cinderella, I don't think she ever got a happy ending. I think they ended up like doing something
yeah.
with her, but she never got her.
It's
happy
just
ending.
the whole. I feel like with like Disney stories, I feel like the whole vision of Disney, like, it's a childhood dream
Yeah.
to be there and stuff. But once Frozen hit, it was very different because she wasn't taking like that man, like that man role. Elsa did not want a man. Like that was not her happy ending. Her happy ending was having a good bond with her sister.
Yeah.
So that I feel like that changed everyone's like vision in Disney of you don't need that happy ending with a man. You need a
Yeah.
happy ending between yourself and everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's true because every other story was kind of like that. Well, there's other stories too, like Pocahontas. Like Pocahontas, I don't think she got a happy ending either.
I think like even like having you guys like I don't know if you guys see Shane Dawson like Disneyland conspiracy theories too. So I think maybe like Disney like there's a dark side to their stories too.
Disney allegedly no, but like for real,
No, like,
Disney's
haven't
like
you guys
so
heard-
messed up.
Haven't
Yeah.
you guys heard like this girl disappearing and she's never been found?
Because on TikTok like there's so many stories of like people who like that they have underground rooms.
They do,
or,
but
like,
I think they do because
tunnels in
even the
Disney.
Kardashians, they've gone to Disney and they've like recorded it, and they go through tunnels.
They go through tunnels. There's tunnels in
I didn't
Disney
know
because
that.
they like sex traffic kids.
Oh shit.
Like, yeah, there's
so
a lot
many
of
kids that go
theories.
missing in Disney.
Yeah, and they don't get fined.
And
And
they
then like
don't-
also like I don't know, I don't know if you guys been to Disney, but like their break rooms are like doors that are like they just slide automatically. Like you wouldn't even think that's a door. Like workers have like I've seen workers that go through doors where I'm like, damn, I didn't know that was like for workers.
Yeah, it's really scary. Like
Yeah.
when I went to Disney like 2 years ago, there was a lot of little kids just running around by themselves, and I remember.
Or they're like they would make announcements like, oh, like
Yeah.
if you like Jaden come to like if you guys see this guy, like they were like go missing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are brothers. So they're the brothers Grimm were Jacob and Wilhelm. They were German academics who collected and published folklore. They are best known for their collection of fairy tales, including Cinderella, Hansel and Gretel.
Hansel
That
and
story,
Gretel,
Hansel
too.
and
That was really scary.
and then Rapunzel.
Well, I actually need to investigate this because I've never
Or, like,
heard of this.
Hansel and Gretel, like that one's a story where it was two kids who, like, the witch offered them a lot of like candy, a lot of food, and the kids were eating and eating. But the only reason why she was feeding them to like the max is because she cooked them.
What the heck?
Yeah, she ended up like cooking. She ended up baking
Disney,
them. And then
I don't know what
in
you're
the
doing.
oven.
I kind of do remember a story with what's the guy's name? Pinocchio. Bro, when
I
I
was
when
scared
I
of him.
read that story, apparently you know how like the old guy does the shoe, he makes the shoes and everything.
Yeah.
I think he's the one that made Pinocchio,
Yeah,
right?
he
He was
did.
like a wood maker. No?
Yeah, he was a
so
wood maker.
apparently the old guy the old guy had a son,
Okay.
and
Oh,
I guess the son had
yeah.
like a disease, or I don't know what he
Yeah.
died
He
from
passed away,
honestly, but
uh-huh.
he passed away. But apparently when I guess the old guy was really sad, obviously, because he was
Yeah.
mourning with his son.
Yeah.
But apparently that when he made Pinocchio, apparently the son's
Body.
soul went
Oh,
to
went into
went to Pinocchio's. Yeah.
Wait, that's actually
That's
scary. And I
scary.
used to be
Like
scary.
I was
used to
like,
be scared of
"Oh,
him.
That's scary. See, that's so scary. Sorry. And then after that, at the end of the story, apparently Pinocchio killed the old guy
Oh,
and
really?
his wife at the end of the story. Yeah,
It's because I
like-
feel like there's no way you can get a good ending
Dude,
from any
yeah,
kind
and I
of
was like,
spiritual.
that ruined my
scary.
childhood. I was like, bro, that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really scary.
Oh, no, no, no.
No, I was never like. I feel the first scary movie I ever watched was Texas Chainsaw. No, it was The
Oh.
Grudge. But that's because my sister literally made me, because she loved scary movies. She
Oh my
lo-
god.
she
I was so scared of Chucky.
I was terrified of
Dude.
Chucky.
That was like the first scary movie I watched.
No, I watched The Grudge, and all I ever remember was when she was like sitting, she's like, you know, like that was like the first thing I saw. And I remember my sister and I were literally sitting on a little freaking couch, and I was like, Nana, please take this off, And she was like, no, it's getting to the good part. I was like, no, dude, I could never sleep alone. I was terrified. I was always on the edge of like my seat, because I'm like, oh my gosh, she's gonna come or something's gonna happen to me. And you know, like when they say like a person has a low spirit, that they catch you like quick. So even whenever we go to funerals and stuff, I feel like I'm always the first one to feel the emotions of everyone's like mourning.
Oh, really?
And like me debilita. Every time we go to a funeral, I feel like I'm always like, I take everyone's pressure in, and I'm like, dude, like this whole weight is like bringing me down, and it's not in a good way. Like I get it, mourning is, you know, stages of grief, whatever. You have to work through the
Like what it is,
bullshit.
yeah.
But no, it's to the point where it brings my whole spirit down. And I try, like, every time we go anywhere, and I know, even if I see, like, a scary text, like, I don't know, call me a wussy or whatever, but I will start praying, because I am terrified, because I know that my spirit is, like, very low, and it starts getting to my head. I start dreaming. I start having nightmares.
Girl, I'm with you. Like,
Oh, that's why we're all friends.
dude, even if like I'm older, like right now, like
She's scared of haunted house.
dude, I'm just scared.
She
Like,
will not go to a
I
haunted
would
house.
not go to a haunted
It's
house.
because, like, yeah, go ahead. Because
And,
it's crazy.
when I would go to bed and then the lights are off, obviously, and I'd be thinking like the weirdest
Me van a jalar las
thing
patas,
in
me
my
van a-
head, like
Yeah.
bro, like me wanna, agarrar las patas, or dude, like I'd be praying after that, like
no.
hago un Padre Nuestro y ya, and I'm good.
Exactly, and maybe it's just like your mentality. It's like, oh, you know, you
Yeah,
just need to
it's
pray to
just
feel better.
mental,
But no,
yeah.
it's literally you feel that vibe of someone even watching you. I had to put drapes on my closet because I could not look at my closet.
Yeah,
Because
so
I'm
do
like,
we.
oh,
We
I'm
have
starting to
drapes.
see shadows, like, or even a mirror. I don't know if you guys have heard
You're not
about,
supposed to sleep with your mirror forward.
Yeah.
It's super,
Yeah.
towards your, like, when you're sleeping, or having two mirrors face each other, like create a portal between like spirits and stuff.
Stop.
And I've always tried to not do it, but I have a bunch of mirrors. Honestly, I have a bunch of mirrors in my room, but I'm always trying to cover them or trying to do something because I don't know.
You're just like,
like
I'd
you're a
rather be
believer.
safe than
You
sorry.
go, yeah.
Yeah. No.
No, for me, I've never understood, like, I'm not somebody to watch scary movies, but because I don't understand, like, how people can go to the theater and, like, enjoy people murdering other people. Like, how is that bringing pleasure to you? Like, how is that, as a person, like, yeah, I just love to see a bunch of guts, like, all over the place and blood splatter and, like
Terrifier?
yeah, like, but how is that
Wow.
stuff, how is that
That
stuff
clown,
appeasing?
man,
so
like
groovy.
that clown, dude, I don't like him.
Like,
Like,
I-
when we watched the new
We went
movie, the
together.
third one, like when he would kill like all these poor people,
Nayeli had to close her eyes.
I had to close my eyes the entire movie.
Wait, is it based off of a real story?
I don't
Or
think
no?
so, no.
apparently, yeah. There's like a whole ass story about that clown.
What? Because
Yeah,
there has been a
there
lot of
has been
serial killer
yeah.
clowns. There has been a lot.
No, yeah, like the one that lived in Illinois.
In Des Plaines.
And this place,
Oh, yeah.
Gacy, John Wayne
And
Gacy.
he was like a Christian man who was like,
and he would go to
using that
parties to be
advantage.
kids, like account for
and
kids.
he would be friends with the police
Governors
officers, the
and
governors.
Wouldn't he like do the phone calls? Or who's that clown that you would call him and he'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come kill your son
No,
because
no,
he's
no.
being bad. Did you guys ever see that? There was like a documentary. I think it was on Hulu. I
I
we
think you're
started
thinking
watching a little
of
bit, but
the Smile. No, what was the one that lived in the drains?
Pennywise?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
you're thinking of
It?
Pennywise. That's the one
the
who
movie
calls.
It. right?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
I do
It took
think
me a
that-
long time to actually watch that movie. Roel loves watching scary movies.
I like
He
me.
has the whole Paranormal Activity CDs. Like, he likes that stuff. Like, he
I was
likes
so
to get
scared of watching the paranormal.
No, like how do you like?
Because they're
scared?
they're supposedly real, like
Yeah,
that
those are
actually
real.
real.
I watched the funny one.
Or like,
I watched the haunted house one. Have you guys watched that one?
or like the Annabelle, like supposedly,
She's
like
real. They
they
actually
have-
keep her
they-
in a
yeah,
church.
she is
there's
real.
like a
She is.
museum, and then there's also this other movie. I forget at like they do an exorcism, and at the end they play the tapes at the movie.
No,
I
but
forgot
The
what.
Conjuring.
The Conjuring.
I-
Conjuring is real too.
Yeah.
Like for me, I'm like these are real
well, all
people.
of the people who like work those cases, they all did the Conjuring, Annabelle.
Yeah.
and the
They have
people
a
that-
museum.
And the actors that end up doing those type of movies, they end up really messed up
Yeah,
after
with
the
their
movies.
heads.
Why do we think, people? Why? How about we think? Like,
No,
oh my
okay, like I
God.
actually love watching scary movies, but then at night, like I'll be
I
regretting.
know Melanie would always be with my sister, like, oh yeah, let's watch this. Me crying in the freaking background. I'm like, take it
No,
off,
but like,
please
but-
take it.
They're like enjoying yourself.
No, but not even with scary. Like I recently watched the Ruby Rose case,
Okay.
like what she did to her kids, like and tell me why I couldn't sleep the whole night. I was just so scared. I don't know why. Like I was just thinking, like, bro, how could she do that?
What do you mean you don't know why?
I feel
No,
like
it wasn't scary. No, but it wasn't scary. It just got me like I was scared, but I don't know why I was scared.
I just feel like it's the evil. Like, regardless if
Yeah.
it's a scary story or
well, it's
something,
because
somebody does like the evil
I feel like I
energy.
started to get scared because in her head she thought her kids were like the devil.
That's why there's a lot of
That's
parents that are
so
like
scary.
that.
Like, how
so-
would you ever think your kids are the devil? Like, that's why she would
Yeah.
torture them. I don't. You should guys watch it. It's on Hulu.
I hate people.
I'll
like
share
that.
my
Like,
account,
why
but it's
would
actually-
you think about that? Like,
Yeah.
why? Like, what goes through in your head?
Like, she would keep them in the sun because they lived in a really place where it was, I think Arizona or they lived somewhere or Texas where it was really hot, like really, really hot. And she would keep them outside all day in like 100 degrees because they were the devil. She would tie them in ropes with hot sauce or like veneno, like and like I
Poison.
guess like they went to go live with the crazy lady. So it turns
So the people
out
who doesn't
it
speak
wasn't
Spanish.
even like Ruby though. She got like stuff in her head by her like therapist. So she got a therapist for her son.
Girl, her
and
therapist was the devil. Why would your
yeah, like
therapist say
like
that?
it came out that she was like she had the devil inside and Ruby had to help her. Like there's literally, if you see the documentary, they literally show videos where they're hitting her because she's like tweaking that she has the devil inside.
Oh my God! I think these people need to find God, like, sincerely.
No, and they were
because-
very religious. Like they were like, God is telling me I have to do
Oh,
this.
there's a lot of people who are like super serial killers and like super messed up in the
Yeah.
head, and they think it's like, well, God wanted me to
Yes,
do this. Like, don't
like,
blame this on God,
That's
honey.
what, like, she would write in her journals everything she would do to her kids and be like, oh, God is telling me that I have to do this. God is telling me I have to do it harder. I torture them harder.
This is Lucifer speaking. That is
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
God.
like,
He would never
I don't
ask
know.
that.
You're reminding me of this documentary that has been very popular back then. I think it was called The Trails of Gabriel Fernandez.
Oh
my God, that gets me so
like
mad.
the
I
whole
never got to
episodes
watch
that
it.
I never wanted to watch it
I
because
was bawling
yeah.
in tears, dude. I was just,
My sister
why will
watched
the
it too.
mom do that to her poor child? Like, it's your freaking son. Like,
No, and
why
you know,
would you do that?
Yeah, and like also for Ruby, like people called child services and they didn't do anything.
Yeah,
Because there was no
child services
evidence.
sucks.
That's
Yeah.
the same thing that happened
Yeah.
to this little
like-
poor kid.
Mm-hmm. It's
The
like
system-
a
Like,
failed
no one,
system.
yeah, it's
The
just
system
the
is
system.
just so bad, but supposedly, I guess the laws are getting better with like all of those things.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I mean, I get it sometimes. Like, okay, when I was little, I lied. I was in I was in preschool. And I don't remember falling or anything, but I know I had hit myself with the table like a couple days before. My mom had showered me the day before.
Was it an accident that you?
Yeah, it was an
okay.
accident. I knew it was an accident, but I don't know why. When my shirt ya me quedaba chiquita, like it was already little on me.
Okay.
So I lifted up myself. I think I was playing on the playground, and one of the teachers saw like a huge bruise on the side of me. They're like, "Oh, what happened?" I'm like, "Oh, my dad hit me." Like it just instantly came out of my mouth.
What?
What?
DCFS was at our house the next day. Everyone was involved.
Yeah, girl, they don't play with that.
Social
They
worker
do
stuff, and
not-
I was like,
yeah.
okay, that's why I'm like, okay, the system was good to us, but how come? Okay, they noticed there was no red flags there.
I feel like there's
How do
good
they not
teachers
notice
and
red
bad.
flags? Like the whole Gabriel Fernandez stuff. Like, you literally took pictures of this child for school projects with
I feel like
bruises.
there's good teachers that really care about their students, and there's some that are just like, okay, I'm getting paid.
And
like,
I get it, low resources and everything, poverty. And I'm not saying we grew up in the rich. We did not grow up in a rich place, but we also did not grow up in, like, I guess you could say, like, super low poverty. But it was just the fact that, I don't know, just the fact that how do you not notice when a child is actually being abused? Like if a child's literally telling you, my dad hits me.
The negligence. That's
Yeah.
like, it's your job. Pick it up. Like, you're getting paid for this.
yes.
Oh my God, that's so frustrating.
But, I mean,
Like, no child deserves to go through that. Parents can be so abusive, and then they lead to their kids becoming, like, poor, traumatized monsters. And then you want to blame the kid for being a bully or for being the way they are. Like, it all starts at home. Like, what are you doing at home?
it's like, oh, where did he learn this thing? Like, where do you think people learn these things from? They all learn it from
Like
seeing everyone at home.
like seeing everyone at home, or if you're just letting your kid watch anything on the TV or like on YouTube.
Yeah, like my sister-in-law is like, she does not let my niece, she's like already 10, she doesn't let her see with YouTube. Because there's just like weird stuff. Even watching like little kids show, but there's still like.
There's such weird stuff. Like, I saw a video about Paw Patrol, and like they were like, oh, the two dogs over there are doing something they shouldn't be doing. And it was like the two dogs were like having the sex. Yes, and it was like a grown ass man in the car. Like, you know how YouTube has like little like video of him, the guy, and then the actual Paw Patrol like screen, and it was like, oh, they're doing something they shouldn't be doing. And I'm like, dude, like any mom could see this from the side of their eye and be like, that's fine.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't even pay attention what kids are watching.
Exactly.
And
that's
the fact that all
brainwashing.
these weird people on YouTube too. Like, I don't understand why us posting this on YouTube right now. But the fact that these grown people are making like compilations
Of little kids show.
of little kids just like, oh, look at what they're doing. How freaking weird are you, and why would you let your child watch these grown ass men or women, because at this point it's men or women, literally reviewing what your child is watching? Like, no, they're taking a grown person's mentality is way different than a child's mentality.
Yeah, and like
You cannot compare these two things at all.
And kids are so innocent, like they don't even know.
Exactly.
They don't know what they're
Like,
watching.
okay, they could have thought the dogs are play fighting or something.
Yeah,
you know? It's
yeah,
like,
it's,
oh
like,
no,
so wrong.
no, they're having,
But once they get older, they're gonna be like, oh.
exactly. And I feel like that's a lot of things now. Like, even watching SpongeBob now, it's like, oh damn, like we didn't catch on to that. Or
Yeah, but it's very inappropriate if you try to like pay attention.
Or Shrek, have you guys seen that one scene?
Not my boy Shrek.
Shrek, the first movie, how Lord Farquaad is in his bed and he gets a boner.
he does. I've never even picked that
When
up.
he's like, oh, mirror, mirror on the wall, like put Fiona's picture again.
Ooh.
And then you can see him, he's like, ooh, like hiding himself, like, and it's like, you don't catch that as a little kid. Because you're like,
You
oh,
didn't
they
catch that?
noticed it.
Wait, what?
And then he's literally like, because he's under the
Wait,
blanket.
what
You
the
guys know
heck?
what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I
He's
know
on the
exactly,
bed.
like, what
yeah, and
scene,
he's just
yeah.
literally like covering himself.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, exactly. But you don't notice that because you're like,
You're a kid. It doesn't matter. Like, you don't
Exactly.
think of boners when you're 7 years old. Actually, speaking of something like that, because I have my girl, right? So we were watching the movie Over the Hedge. I don't know if you guys ever watched. It's a DreamWorks
we
movie.
just watched it recently.
Oh, the little turtle.
Yeah, with the little turtle and the
okay,
rabbit.
okay.
I used to play the video game. So
It's from,
freaking.
DreamWorks.
It's from
haven't
DreamWorks.
watched it.
You
It's
haven't
from
watched
DreamWorks.
it? Well, they're like going through this task where the skunk, she gets like a whole makeover, and the skunk is supposed to, dude, oh my god, it's so disturbing when I watched it. The skunk ends up having a butt plug.
Oh,
Do you remember that part?
Yes, yeah.
She ends up getting a butt plug. But what was the butt plug? It was like some kind of like acorn or something.
Something like
And
that.
they were like, oh, like you didn't see them putting it, but you just saw them like shoving, and the girl, and the skunk was like,
yeah.
yeah, the skunk was like, ugh, and I was like, oh my gosh, this show is for kids.
You gotta watch it. You have to watch it.
She's like,
You
let
have
me
to
see
watch
that scene.
I'm trying not to swear.
No, but sincerely,
I'm
that
trying to
is like
change.
so disgusting. Like, why are we putting this into kids'
wait, I didn't catch
heads?
on. Maybe I fell asleep. But
No, I was like,
Wait,
oh,
I haven't watched that, but what the hell?
it's all hail.
Still bad, bro. Okay, let me be quiet,
That's
guys.
the worst
I'm
swear word.
trying not to swear.
hell? Okay, so for our next topic, we want to talk about pretty much like some Mexican folktales, duendes and stuff. And I feel like we have a lot of stories from our parents, from like El Rancho and stuff. So, I mean, what have you guys heard?
Well, I've heard about nahuales. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but we'll go more into detail. What
Okay,
about
okay.
you?
Well, my mom talked about brujas. Dude.
That's scary. Okay, you, Karen?
For me, I think for sure, like, duendes. I think that's all the story. Oh, and, like, ghosts and stuff, like, at work.
Yeah.
That's mostly it.
For duendes for us, my mom, ever since this, she told us a couple years ago. I feel like the story has been around the family because it did happen, but recently I kind of like me captó because I'm older, so I'm more understanding of what's going on. One of my aunts, she's the littlest one of the women on my mom's side. When she was little, she was taken by duendes. So where they used to live in Acapulco, it's a huge like front patio, and there's a river right in front of it.
They're mostly seen about around rivers. That's what I've heard.
So
I don't really know much.
She was little. My mom said she was like 3 years old, so she was barely walking and
Oh
everything.
my gosh.
Everyone, all of them were playing and stuff, doing their little chores, whatever they had to do for the day.
Yeah.
My aunt went missing for hours, like literal hours. And everyone was like, oh, like at the end, they're like, oh, where did she go? Like, ¿qué le pasó?
Wait, I'm not gonna sleep after this.
No, it wasn't like bad, but it was just very like what happened to her. And she kept saying, oh, los niños me llevaron, fui a jugar con los niños. No había, like where they used to live, where that house is till this day, there is no other house connected to it. It's very isolated.
Stop it.
So that's why she's like, she wasn't playing with us. She wasn't playing with none
Nobody
of
else,
whoever's
yeah.
neighbors could have been nearby, which was like probably like a couple miles.
Yeah, wow.
So then, when she came back, she was like, oh, sí, fue a jugar con los niños, me dieron pan, me dieron, like, they're very nice to kids. And I don't know about you guys, you know how Sour Patches are, I was like, oh, they're sour, but then they're sweet.
Yeah.
I feel like Sour Patches are very much based off of, like, duendes.
Okay.
So these duendes, they were very nice to my aunt. Nothing ever, like, she came back fine. She
Okay.
was fine. She was like, oh, he went to play with the kids. But when she would say these little kids, like, it was little kids. It wasn't, like, she wouldn't say creatures or anything.
Like this
Because
girl,
she didn't
this
know any
boy.
better.
didn't know
Yeah,
any
of
better.
course.
But when they found out, it was the duendes that took her. She wasn't playing with anyone. And it was, after that, that's when a lot of bad things started happening to her. Like,
wait, can I stop you there? Wait, so she like in her eyes, like did she actually saw these children, or
Yeah,
it was
she
She
was
said she was
playing with
playing
them.
with
she
them.
said she saw children. She wouldn't see any creatures, and it wasn't. She didn't say they were like ugly or nothing. It was just kids.
Yeah.
She didn't know who they were. She just said, "I want to play with the
Oh,
kids."
wow.
I think they make them seem like ugly and stuff, the duendes, but they might seem like just regular people.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we don't know.
And there's this other. So after that, like, a couple of weird things started happening. Just overall, a bunch of weird things. My grandpa ended up getting shot. Like, it was, that whole rancho was very
Like,
much
cursed
suspicious. Yeah,
After? Mm-hmm.
very much
That's
cursed.
crazy.
Yep.
And there's another story. One of my cousins, like, family, her in-laws family, I remember this happened recently. This happened like probably 5-6 years ago. So one of her cuñados, I guess, got taken by duendes, and when they found him, he was hurt because he was older. He wasn't young. He wasn't little. He was older. He got hurt. He was bad. He ended up passing away.
Mm-hmm.
But in order, a lot of the, like, ¿cómo se creencias? Beliefs.
Yeah, beliefs.
A lot of the beliefs is that whenever someone is taken by duendes, you have to throw them a party. You have to, wherever the person was taken to, because they know, like, people know where they're taken to, like, oh, by the river. And it was by the river. They had a whole party by the river. They made food. Trajeron música, like a whole banda and everything. Because you have to celebrate them. You have to let them know.
Hype them up.
Yeah, like, let
Yeah.
them know, okay, it was okay, you took him, but please, like,
Let 'em
fix
go.
his health,
Oh my.
He ended up passing away. So then that's when you're like, oh, that wasn't like a good duende. Because there's sometimes that they say there's good duendes and there's bad duendes. But I don't know. I mean, one time, I'm going on. Sorry.
No, keep
One
going.
time we were on our way back home from, I don't know where we were coming from. It was just my mom and I in the car. And I swear, to this day, I swear I saw two little kids playing by the tires. They were
Wait, in Mexico or?
here. It was where we used to live on our old house. And these people, the people that lived in that house, to this day, they still live there. They're from Guerrero. And I feel like a lot of duende stories
They're
are
known
from
to be
Guerrero.
from
Yeah.
like Guerrero.
Like those ranchos,
the
like
little-
really like low poverty ranchitos. So then I was like, Ma, did you see los niñitos jugando by the tires? She's like, no. She literally reversed. I'm like, Mom, they're right there. She's like, there's no kids there. I was probably like 10 years old. So she's like, there's no kids there, Jackie. I'm like, Ma, ahí están dos niños. There's two little kids playing by the tires. She could not see them. I could see them literally playing. My mom drove off.
Did they look like kids? Just like
Regular kids. Nothing weird, nothing just like deformed,
Oh my God, that's
nothing at all.
scary.
Like nothing you could differentiate a kid from like a
Exactly.
creature. Yeah.
So my mom, right away, she's a, agua bendita right away. Oh, go pray. Let's pray
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Let's, put you to bed, whatever. But I was like, no, like I literally saw two kids, and that was probably, and I didn't get scared. That was the thing. I didn't get scared. I wasn't scared at all.
they just look normal.
They just looked normal to me. But
And you're like innocent too because you're a kid, so your mind doesn't think, oh, this is evil. Like,
Exactly,
yeah.
But yeah, that was our big
Oh
story.
my God, that's so
Yes.
scary. I have a duende story too that my grandma told me. So my grandma was a young girl who was she was like maybe early teens, and in Mexico too was in her life she would go to the river and get water and like whatever, right? She told me that once she went to go get water at the river, and that there was like routinely she would go, and there was routinely like a duende that would like check up on her. Oh my God, so it's just scary because the duende ended up falling in love with my grandma.
Oh.
Yeah, which is like a whole nother thing.
my
I was like,
God.
what? So he ended up falling in love with my grandma, and my grandma was like, no, like, I'm not gonna get with you, like, you're a duende, whatever. Yeah, my grandma was like, no. And the duende ended up was really upset with her that he cursed her. Like, he didn't do anything to her, but he cursed her. And I believe that curse was real, and I don't know if, like, anything ever ended up, like, happening in the long run, but I do know for sure that my grandma is that type of, like, sweetest, like, grandma from, like, Coco, like,
Yeah.
like that
Aw.
sweetest grandma. She never lies, she never gossips, like, she's so wholeheartedly good. And she's had so many bad relationships where they were, like, really hurtful to her, very abusive, very horrible.
So she never like got her.
So she
happily
never
ever?
she never has found love. She
Oh
has
my
never been with
God.
somebody that's treated her, and I blame that stupid duende at the river that ended up falling in love with her. And then, like, that's all she's kind of ever told me. Like, she doesn't really speak on things like that. But I was like, damn, like, I believe it for sure because all of her relationships
Yeah.
have
Oh
been
my
bad.
God, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm like, I know you would never hurt a fly, so it's that duende's
Yeah.
fault.
Oh my God. I wonder if like duendes are like little people or do they just turn into duendes? You know, like are they normal
Yeah.
people and they just turn into duendes?
I don't know. I feel like
That's a
it's
good
very,
question.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's very.
Let us know. if
Because
you
that's
know.
what everyone says. Because duendes, when I would see like
I just
videos
think of a
or
little
pictures,
person.
I would see like small people.
But if you guys don't know, duendes are elves in English, right?
Mhm.
Little
Elves.
elves.
Yeah, like, in the show Gravity Falls, the
Oh,
elves end up falling in love with Mabel.
Uh-huh.
And they like
Your grandma was Mabel.
yeah, like it's so crazy.
No,
They
that's-
like build
yeah.
up into a big human.
I like her little pig. That's so cute. I love that pig.
Which
The whole entire show.
Yeah,
That was a really good show.
What
But
was
it
the
was kinda
pig called?
scary.
they have
Bubbles?
a lot of
I don't
right?
remember.
Bubbles?
I don't
so.
remember. But it has a lot
think
of
it was
hidden
called
messages
Bubbles.
too.
Yeah.
A lot of Illuminati stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could do another
Yeah.
episode on that.
Yes, like on show conspiracy.
Isn't it more like
theories.
conspiracy theories?
Yeah, too.
Mainly
Like the
conspiracy theories?
Illuminati.
But the elves are in
Yeah.
there. The elves are, that's what I'm saying. Elves, duendes, like very evil. All kinds of
God.
creatures like that. I feel like are evil.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've never like I don't think I've ever like spoken about doing this with my family, but I'm gonna ask them next time. 'Cause
Yeah, if they had any encounters.
yeah, that's crazy.
Dude, same thing with like witches. Like, I really don't want to like talk about more about it, but I don't know. Those witches are so scary, especially because when my mom would tell me, so like basically my mom used to live. So my mom is from Chihuahua, and she used to live a small pueblo, and dude, that small pueblo, they're like the middle of nowhere. Like there's nothing. Like you would see like a lot of tierra, like all dirt. Like you wouldn't see a freaking animal or trees.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's like a desert.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chihuahua is
Just
mainly as a
tierra.
desert, pura tierra. So basically, from the small pueblo, like whenever they want to buy like food or water or anything like that, it takes them 30 minutes to go to
Like
the city.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a drive.
Which I did not like because it was a drive.
Yeah.
And it felt like eternity. But anyways, so my mom, when I was younger, she had to buy, I guess she was telling me she had to buy like tomatoes for my grandma to cook something. But my grandma told my mom to take these rocks because apparently some rocks are very like magical, like they actually like protect you
Kind of like
from
crystals and stuff.
yeah
Okay.
yeah, something like that.
Okay.
And my mom was like why, like it's so dumb, like why would you give me some rocks?
Wait,
Yeah,
hold on.
yeah.
Hold on, before I'm gonna cut you up. My mom has told me that you should keep plants around your house.
Yeah, that too.
They
They take all the bad energy.
and they kind of protect you in a
Mhm.
way. And I can say a story like about it like after you.
Okay.
After you.
Okay.
We were all like,
Okay.
we're not excited, guys. We just have like.
It's because I have something to add on to that, but later.
Okay. But anyways, so my mom. Okay, so my grandma never told her that there was witches in that area.
She
where,
just told her it was
yeah,
magical?
yeah, basically like that.
Oh.
And my mom would just go walk. Back then, they didn't have a car. They were very,
Yeah.
they were very poor, and my mom had to go walk to that city, and she had the rocks in her hand, so whatever she
When walking along to the town with the rocks.
yes.
She
Okay.
took them with her. Damn, how long was that walk?
That's
If
what I'm
you-
No,
saying.
that was a long
like,
time
oh
ago.
my gosh.
Yeah, and then sorry, I forgot what I was gonna say.
That she told her to take the rocks with her.
Yeah,
And
she
go on
told
a
her.
walk.
She told her to take the rocks, and apparently my mom felt a breeze, like that, like literally, like her hair, like moved like
La
that.
Rosa de Guadalupe.
Yeah, type.
No,
yeah,
Type
something
shit.
like type shit. I was gonna say that type shit.
Wait, stop.
Um,
I can't swear.
And then my mom turned around. She's like, "What the fuck?" And then it happened again, and she turned around again.
Oh my
And bro, like, literally, she heard someone giggling, like hee 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 hee. And then my mom was like, bro, like, she
Like,
wanted,
nobody's near me?
she, dude. At that point, my mom wanted to go back home because, yeah,
That's
she
scary.
thought like something was gonna happen to her. And then, when she got to the gas station, she said that she went to go to the bathroom because she needed to go to the bathroom. When she came out, it was kind of like the middle of the day because ya se iba a poner muy noche. So when she started walking to the city, she actually saw a bruja next to a what's it called, a pole, because there was a pole, un poste, and she was literally right there sitting.
Oh my gosh.
No,
Stop.
stop. That's
My
scary.
mom
That's
was
so
freaking
scary.
out. She was just there, like in shock, like looking at her. And then the bruja was just like, she was staring down like this. And then suddenly, she moved her head like this, and she was looking at my mom.
I'm
Oh
done.
my god.
Oh my god.
My mom literally, like, her first instinct was like this. She's like, vete, vete.
With the rocks?
With the rocks, and the
Okay.
bruja left.
Bro, that's
That's
Oh my
really scary.
gosh.
No.
Bro, when she
But
was
it's
telling me that
crazy.
story, I
But
was
isn't
like,
it like crazy? Our families tell us this, and we're like, nah, like that's
Exactly.
crazy.
Oh, I think that's it. So real. I'm like, yes, I believe everything
I
you're
believe
telling
it,
me.
but I'm like, oh my god, like I really like. I'm like, wow, how? Like,
It's because
how?
I feel like they're so good at hiding it.
yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
it like. You don't see a witch with a pointy hand, like ugly, like moles everywhere.
it's
And
'cause they're
green.
not
I want to
ugly.
believe my
Yeah.
mom, but I just don't want to believe it because I don't want that
Energy,
bad
yeah.
energy going to my life because
100%,
yeah.
I don't want that. But yeah, and then when she came back home, she told my grandma, and then my grandma finally told her the truth. She's like, yeah, there's witches out there, like be careful. That's why I told you to take those rocks.
Oh my god. That's
Yeah.
really scary. No, that's actually. I don't
Terrifying.
know what I would do. I think I would shit my pants right there.
No,
You know?
yeah.
I think you would just be in shock. Like, what do I
My
do?
mom was really in shock. She thought that she was cursed.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that stuff is scary.
But the fact that, okay, like, that's what amazes me sometimes, because when you see things, you right away, you don't think twice. Like, how did she right away know, use the rocks?
Yeah.
Your grandma
Well, some
didn't tell
people,
her,
like,
use the rocks, you
know.
Yeah.
I feel like some
But her
people.
mom didn't know there was witches.
No, because my grandma didn't
but
tell
your
her. She
grandma
did
did
not tell her.
know.
But
Mhm.
my mom was telling me that my grandma had told her that she didn't want to tell her anything because she didn't want to give her karma, I guess.
Yeah,
like have
Have that in the back of her head, too.
right, exactly.
Mhm.
Para que no se asustara,
So
she
she's not
wouldn't be
paranoid.
scared or
Yeah.
paranoid, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
that was the
scary.
story that my mom told me.
But I feel like also brujas have bad intentions.
Yeah.
Like they try to hurt other people, or some people even go to brujas to do works.
No, especially because they believe in the devil. That shit's scary.
It's because, like, they get that from
They own
the
they
devil.
do like their own rituals.
Yeah, they get, like, those rituals, I think, from the devil. It's like, I feel like the devil gives them a little bit of power, and they think, like, they it's like Demon Slayer, I think. It's, like, where they keep advancing levels, the more they hurt other
But people
people.
have to get hurt.
Yeah. When I was a little kid, because I was born in Mexico, so when I was a little baby, like less than a year old, my mom told me that I was like a really cute, adorable baby, and people like obviously would see me and stuff, and that once she took me to the grocery store, and that I was fine. But all of a sudden, like within a couple of hours, I got super sick. Like I started to have like espuma coming out of my mouth. Yeah, like I was like, yeah, I had a fever. I was like really sick that my mom
And that's
like,
so true.
Well, mal de ojo, I do believe. I do.
Yeah.
I do believe
that.
it.
That's
It's
why I'm-
happened.
like where
Yeah.
I don't know where that comes from though. Does that come from like
I think it comes
anybody?
from MB. No, it comes from MB. So like, my mom has told me like every time you see a cute baby and you really
Touch
want
it.
to hold him,
Touch
like
it.
touch him.
Really?
Because they
Or
could.
even a pregnant woman.
Yes,
If
like-
they say, your belly's so nice, touch the belly. Because you
Yeah.
never know. Even if
You
it's not
probably
even-
don't. Anybody
Yeah.
can do it. You just probably don't want. You
Oh.
don't mean to do it, but you can do it if you're like just keep thinking about that.
Right.
Oh well, yeah. My mom told me that I got really severe reaction, and I was like really sick, and my mom thought I was gonna die. So she took me with somebody to give me a cleanse, and the lady told her like, oh, your baby has been given like the mal de ojo, like the evil eye, and that she gave me like a whole cleanse with a huevo, like an
Yeah, a
egg,
huevo.
and
Apparently,
then
I heard where was good too.
And also a guy shirt.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So for my 15, a lot of people were at my 15. My little niece, she was like fine throughout the day, and as soon as the party was gonna start, she had a fever running. She was so sick.
That's so scary.
Literally, my dad took off his shirt and cleaned her, and she was fine. You could do an egg or a guy's shirt. It has
I
to
was
be
gonna say
you
my
just have to
mom.
take it
My
off
mom
and
was
rub it
telling
all
me
over her
telling
body.
me con las palmas de las hojas.
That's-
Just
yeah.
like let it touch like your whole body and it cleanses you.
Yeah, but also a men's shirt.
That's so crazy how that works though, right?
My uncle does cleanses. You know, a lot of children, I'm not trying to say, like, you know, it's...
It's because children are innocent.
And a lot of, like, of the American community don't believe in evil eye.
Yeah.
A lot of children have died because of evil eye. And because they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Or they don't believe in it. And maybe because it's, like, it's part of our culture, I guess. Because all Hispanics believe in mal de ojo and stuff.
Yeah.
So, my uncle
I'm
does
even
lot of
wearing a
cleanses.
bracelet too.
Yeah, me too.
And I
And
like I'm
also,
telling
you know,
you,
and
I
also
do
for-
believe it.
also-
I always gotta wear my
Also, for
bracelet.
them to work, for those bracelets to work, somebody has to gift it to you, or they don't work.
Right.
Oh man.
Right.
Yeah.
I've been buying my own.
Yeah, you have to, or even gold. When it was my quince, they gifted me a
Oh
gold,
yeah, gold también.
a gold bracelet.
Gold
Because they also
Repel that evil.
Mhm.
So I remember it was just a random day at school. I come home, my bracelet was broken in half. How did it break in half? And it was like
It's the bad
leaflet,
energy.
like the actual like thing that, you know, it said 15 or whatever, and had like little butterflies on it, cracked in half. And my mom was like, it was protecting you. But you never think of that because you're just like, oh, like who would I mean, you know?
Right.
But it's just something in the back of your head, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's scary. So also, like, I have a story about that. This actually happened to my mom, like almost like a few years ago. It hasn't been that long, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, and she has her own business, and I feel like a lot of people envy that. And I remember one time, well, my mom told us this story. Until this day, she will not tell us who this person is. and she said that this lady came into her job, and she brought her a sandwich. And she kept insisting her like, oh, I bought you this sandwich. Like, have you ate it yet? And she would get up and come ask her again like, oh, like, did you eat it already? And she would come up like and like keep telling her and telling her and telling her to eat it, like forcing her.
She probably put something
And
in that sandwich.
my dad like catched onto it. My dad was like, oh, you better not eat that. Like, you better not. And so the lady left. My mom didn't eat it, and then this other lady came, and she does readings, like she like reads your hand, like. And she's like very like like I see like she believes in all of those stuff. And like she started grabbing my mom's hand, and she's like, oh, you see that plant, like there's somebody here that's gonna give you food, like don't eat it.
But I'm like, how can they do that? That's so
But
crazy.
some people are nice, like they're nice, but like she told her like, oh, don't eat it. And like like always keep plants around you, like don't ever like don't have a plant. And she's like, look at that plant, like tomorrow it's gonna be so beautiful, like believe me or not, but like believe me. And my mom, like, she was just like, what? Like, why are you telling me this? And she told her, like, oh, tomorrow I'm going to bring you a bracelet and you're going to wear it and you're going to keep it. Like, just keep, like, wear it till, like, it never take it off.
Yeah.
And my mom goes on with her day, and, like, she threw away the sandwich. She didn't eat it. And then the next day she comes to, like, her job, and the flower is, like, so beautiful. She's like, it, like, bloomed.
Well.
It bloomed, and, like, flower was dead. And then the lady brought her like the bracelet, like she said she was, and like literally in a week it like popped, like it literally broke.
My God.
And she told her like, don't touch it, just like room it, like throw it away. And yeah, and till this day that lady who like gave my mom the sandwich still goes to her job.
And you know, I feel like your mom has a lot of more stories, because I know, I mean, my mom and her mom are comadres.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories that had happened to my mom.
Right when she started her business, they were like blackmailing your mom. They would send letters or leave letters.
Yeah, I
At
don't want to
her
go
house.
too much into that
Yeah.
though, because it's like my mom's privacy. But yeah, they've done a lot of like things to like. I feel like people envy my mom a lot for her success, and like we don't even know who. Well, my mom, for that lady, she knows who it is, but like the lady even told her like there's a group of people that don't like you, like they don't want to see you succeed, like they're gonna try to hurt you, and they still go to my mom's work. They still go to my
like. Have you heard that, like, saying the how is it? The people keep your enemies close type stuff.
Yeah, and
So, like,
keep
your
your
enemy-
enemies closer.
Yeah, and that's crazy. But
And there's like actually like when my mom told me this, like I was like, tell me who it is, like what the heck? And my mom's like, for what? Like you're just gonna want to get karma. Like I'm never. She even my dad says like my mom has not told her who it is.
She's doing it to protect you.
Yeah, which I understand, because knowing like me and my siblings, that we would be like, what the heck? Like like we would like try to get karma.
Yeah, for sure.
But till this day, and like she even like we actually talked about this recently, because I told my family I was gonna do this podcast. And my mom was like, yeah, like till this day, that lady still goes to my job. And she acts like nothing. And she acts so nice to me, but like she knows her intentions, and it's crazy.
But if she doesn't feel comfortable, she
Shouldn't.
But
Just
what is my
yeah,
but what
she
is my
just tell
mom
her to
gonna
not
do?
come in.
Yeah.
Like what is my mom gonna do for the lady to try to do more bad stuff? To her?
Yeah.
But I feel
when
like-
you confront a person, it's like.
But I feel like my mom never told her she never ate the sandwich. She told her it was so good. But I feel like
She
my mom
knows.
told me no, because my mom says some people try to do bad to you, but they know you're protected. So I think she knows she's protected, that she cannot hurt her.
Well, thank God. And God will take care of that lady.
And also my mom used to, like, I don't know if you guys believe cuando se te sube el muerto,
See.
Oh yeah.
like sleep paralysis.
Oh, yeah.
Like my mom would get it so much, like every day, she, like, and like, I'm sorry, she literally had to like bendecir the whole house, because
Yeah.
she would get it every day, every day, every day. And it was like, I don't know, I feel like just people try to like do bad stuff to my mom.
Oh, my gosh.
And it's scary being a business owner, because I'm pretty sure like if they're doing this to my mom, imagine other like business people that are successful. They
Right.
just don't want to see them win.
Well, the people who started their business, like they envy you because how successful you're.
Yeah, and
Like,
it's
people will
scary.
envy you for literally anything.
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 Anything. But that's also crazy how somebody can kind of, like, read your palm or, like, tell you in advance what will happen in, like, the future and
And
stuff.
also, like, my uncle, he was telling me that his mom, like, there was this, like, lady reading everybody's hand one day. Like they went somewhere and she just started reading it and telling you, and everybody was believing it because she was saying a lot of stuff, and it was like my uncle's mom's turn, and the late like everybody was just putting their hand like this. And like when it was her turn, she literally closed her hand and she's like, "Not you. Like I'm not gonna read it." And like during that year, like she lost 3 people in her life. So like it all made sense after, because she was like, "Oh, like I know why she didn't want to read my head, because some people can see like death in that and they don't want to tell you."
Wait, I have something that yes adds on to that. About 2 years ago, I lost my uncle. May he rest in peace. And it happened here in oh my God, it's like all the ambulances. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
But
Hopefully you guys cannot hear it with
it's
those.
okay, it fits the theme right now.
It's my people, guys.
Yeah. So
It's
If
Nayeli.
you know, you know. Keep going.
so he passed away here in America, and my grandma was still in Mexico, and I think it was about 2 or 3 days, and then we got my grandma here ASAP for like the funeral and all that stuff. And when my grandma came, we ended up telling her that he passed away, and my grandma was in pure utter shock. She actually ended up having a heart attack. Yeah, and we had to like take her here to the hospital. And when she got better, she told us that in Mexico she was going about her day, walking through the streets, and that lady went up to her and looked at her in the eyes, and she said, "Can I tell you something?" And my grandma was like, "Yeah, And the lady said, "You have lost somebody in your life that's really important, and unfortunately, like they have already crossed to the other side." And my grandma at that time, she didn't know that my uncle had passed away, so she was like, whatever. Like she heard it, yeah, she heard it, but she was like, yeah, whatever. And that's why she said that's why she was so in shock when she came to America and found out that her her son had passed away, because she was like she told me and I didn't believe her, and like she freaked out completely, and I was in shock because how did that lady know?
I feel like there's people who know, like they could see you or they could probably read you, but some people are, like do good, like that lady who told my mom, like, don't eat this, don't do this. But there's also bad people. Just like there's good people, there's bad or people like take advantage to get money from like people going to them like, oh, I want this person dead, or do this to this person.
That's so sad.
Like I believe in all of that. Like I think that is all true. Like brujeria, like
That's why everyone says like there's good magic
and bad magic. Yes, so I definitely believe in that. But also there's another one like nahuales. Well, it's like people who turn into animals. Well, this is actually like a lot of my family, well, we're also from Guerrero. They also said they're like very known to be in that part as well. There's also to be known in different parts, but it's people who basically turn into animals, and some people take advantage of that. So like they said that people that would turn into animals there, it's kind of like Twilight. They turn into wolves, but it's just some people turn into like pigs, like
anything,
cats,
owls,
anything. And some people would take like, and the only way you could like know if it's a nahual is because you have to shoot them with like, I guess it's not like a gunshot, because if you shoot them with a gunshot, like they won't die.
Wait, don't they die with like silver or something silver?
Yeah, silver, but it has to be bendito, con agua bendita. Yeah, and my family, my uncles told me they knew about this person because they were going out at night and like they were walking, and apparently one of their friends shot a pig, and they just left it there. They're like, oh, like we shot a pig. And the next day this guy they knew was like his leg was shot and he was like limping. And they didn't know where the pig was. They don't know where the pig was.
It's because I've also seen a lot of stories where like an owl or whatever will get shot or like will get cut or whatever, and then the person the next day has that same cut in the same like similar
Place.
spot, and it's like, oh, because you.
But
were
some
doing
people
stuff.
say, like, I don't think some people probably use it for bad, but for what my parents and uncles told me were like, so over there people would fight like selling animals because they would kill them and eat them. So some animals, like some people would turn into pigs and eat the other pigs, so then they lose business, they can't sell no pigs. So then like they would use it for like business, or some people use it like to go listen to other conversations.
Yeah, I have
To
heard
go
that.
spy on you. But how will they know it's you? You're an animal.
Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys. So pretty much this was
I think we've
a
done
little bit
enough.
I think there's a little bit of the little folk tales we know, but we do want to continue with a part 2. Comment down below any like spooky stories that you guys have that we could probably talk about, because we do want to continue. I feel like we do know
Part
a lot
2.
more. There's a lot more little spooky stories, and yeah, I mean, we can keep going and just comment down below.
You'll have us here all night.
Yeah, this series literally never ends.
Next episode is at 3 a.m.
Next episode 3 a.m.
All-nighter.
Spooky stories in the dark.
But yeah, so thank you for watching, and subscribe, like, comment down below any suggestions, anything you would like us to say. And pretty much, yeah, thank you for all the support up to this day. As of right now, I feel like for the last 2 episodes, it was pretty hard for us, but we're getting kind of more used to it. We're getting the vibe of it. And pretty much just trying to engage with our followers too. And go like our socials, our TikTok, our Instagram. Spotify, yes. Go check us out on Spotify. And
Everything linked down below. And thank you guys again. And this was really fun episode, I think. And It's been like really fun episode.
Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next time.
time.
Bye.